Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Speak On It podcast. I am your host, Big Mike. I am here in the building, recapping a wild week in sports. Running a two-man fast break might turn into a three-man weave in a little bit, but before we get into that, got my man Anthony's in the building tonight. Fresh cut
What I
tone
do, what I do.
fresh cut tone is in the building.
Had to cut the mushroom off. I am back to crispy again, and I'll probably have this for like a week until I start growing out again. Unfortunately,
If
yeah.
only you
At
guys
least my
knew what
barber's
goes on.
cheap.
If only you guys knew what goes
$35.
on
I'll
in the
take it.
chat. It's not bad. It's not bad. So we are here. We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna chop it up quick. This will be a quick, fast episode. Just the calm before the storm. We're kind of in that period right now in the sports world where the NBA playoffs are on the horizon. March Madness is on the horizon. Everything's just a little bit down the road, but we still got things to talk about. For one, the NFL is drunk right now, so we can
The NFL is absolutely drunk.
absolutely talk about it because there is just money being spent and people are moving and switching each type of way. We can start off with I would say this kicked it off. DK Metcalf getting traded kind of just set everything ablaze.
Yes, it did.
Because once he got traded, everything just started going. Everything was up. DK to the Steelers, then Anthony's Raiders that have been busy, but they've been busy, but not busy, but busy. But shout out to Dylan Podcast Properties. I know he would have his jokes lined up for Pete Carroll, but they're going to get that old thing back, getting Geno Smith from the Seahawks. Seahawks trade Geno Smith and then turn around, which clearly they knew they had in the bag because there's no tampering. Why would they trade their starting quarterback unless they knew they were going to get a starting quarterback? But just all coincidences that Sam Darnold immediately signs with them, $100 million. Dylan does have a new quarterback. Justin Fields is now a Jet, which me and Anthony can't wait for those shenanigans to go down.
Yeah, I'll put it like this. Y'all just wait for hopefully one day both of them to be on the pod together and y'all can hear how they feel about Justin Fields.
The crash out will be epic. The crash out will be epic because
and it's annoying as fudge too, because like I love Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, obviously didn't work out. I also really like Justin Fields. I've always been a Justin Fields fan.
so
I always fucked with him heavy. He's not perfect. He has some things he needs to work on accuracy wise, but he has so much potential, in my opinion, to be that guy. And the minute he gets on the Jets, he just Dylan and Ross go scorch earth on this dude. And I'm just like, all right, I can't deal with this right now. Like, as much as it kills me to say this, I've never wanted the Jets to be more successful than I have now. Just so I could just go back in the chat and screenshot just all the vitriol.
So we can see the flip flop in real time, Anthony. In real time, because now. So I think, Anthony, what we're a victim of here is both of them, their pride being hurt, because when we got Aaron Rodgers, they went all in, and he's so good, so great. So now, because that blew up in their face, and they got the Speaky for Worst prediction. Now, since they got Justin Fields, now as he stinks. I hope he's bad, so that if he's good, then they can be like, I told you, this is great, love it. He's the best thing. He's got so much potential and talent. But don't let
Fuck
Like
out of here, man.
Raz hates Justin Fields.
I didn't know he hated it that much. That was fucking wild.
He hates Justin
This man
Fields.
said
So when
he said he put him in the same sense as Zach Wilson. I knew that shit was real. That shit was
so when you see Raz come in here week 4, because you know Anthony, the first 4 weeks the Jets are the best team in football. So Raz comes in here around my birthday, around September, October, puffing his chest out, telling you how great Justin Fields. Just remember how much he hates Justin Fields, and then when it crashes, then it will be back. Then it will be back.
Just
Something on
send him to the moon and just all this shit, man.
just typical. I'm telling, just loser behavior that them two issue at
just
all
a
times.
just a tortured fan base. Jesus Christ, man. It's
And
like
it,
so much trauma.
and the worst part about it, Anthony, is it affects how they root for their other teams.
I know. I know.
It affects how they root for that. They only can see their other teams through Jet misery perspective.
Everything is about the draft and getting this player and tanking for the draft. I'm like, oh my god. I can
And
understand if it's one team where it's like, all right, that makes sense, tear the whole thing down. But it's just like, yeah, other team, the other major team, same exact thing. Like, what do you have to look forward to? You want both your teams to lose all the time, literally, for
all the
potential for potential draft prospects. That's crazy to me. It is
But if
crazy.
you want to see what the other side of it, that spectrum look like, just look at Rise with the Yankees, because the Yankees win. So Rise is the other extreme where if they are not the best team in baseball, they are the worst team in baseball, and they are an embarrassment, and this is a disgrace, and blah blah blah. We can't just be happy to have a good team. They can't be. They're so miserable. You can't be happy to have a good team. It's just
But
terrible.
that's the thing, though. At least with Dylan, though, he likes like at least with Dylan, he takes pride in the Yankees. He doesn't feel this way about the Yankees, because obviously the Yankees do good. But it's just like with Rod, it's just like, God damn, like, bro.
You
Because
can't.
I swear on everything I love. Because like there are times during the baseball season where I'm not like following baseball like that. So there were legitimately times where I thought, yeah, we're just doing really, really bad. And then I went on Google and checked their record, and I was like, wait, hold on, y'all
The
doing
Yankees,
really good.
the
But all
Yankees
I
are
see is negativity in the chat.
15, 20 games over 500. What is Rod's talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I'm the bad guy when I call it out. I'm the bad guy. Just calm down. Just relax. Like, please. Please.
Let's not get started on Clay Holmes now.
Worst pitcher in baseball history. Worst pitcher in baseball history.
Lord, let's get back to these free agents.
Because there's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
Khalil Mack stayed with the Chargers, shockingly.
Yeah, 18 million 1 year, fully guaranteed.
I just knew once Bosa left, I just knew it was a wrap. I just knew it was a wrap for Khalil Mack. But
Nah,
he
he's still
won.
got something to say.
Shout out to Tampa Bay for re-signing Chris Godwin and giving him a bag. Shout out to them, because I
I didn't
like
think they were
that.
gonna do that.
I didn't either. I thought Chris Godwin was going to be out there, but Tampa did him right. And you like when teams do that, when they treat their homegrown talents
I just don't
with
know if I
respect.
love it though. He has
They need. But
he
if
has
they can keep
injury
him on the
prone.
field, if they can keep him on the field, if they keep him on the field, him and Mike Evans are still a legitimate top 5, top 7 duo. Still,
That's true. And they had that young kid who stepped in. when Godwin went down too as well. I can't remember his name right now, but he was pretty good. Um, and-
Tampa is one of those teams where if you wanted to be like, I hate that they're in purgatory, because Tampa doesn't need to blow it up because they're really good. They just need to get like a little better. Like they're not far away, but they're also not close.
they
And
danced
that's
around in the playoffs like
like they can scare
continuously,
you. Yeah, they can scare you.
but not
They
quite enough. Though.
like there was no, but seeing them play Philly would have been interesting because they're not afraid of Philly, but
Nope.
they're not good enough to beat Philly. So I don't know. Devontae Adams is a Ram. Cooper Kupp got cut, which is crazy. DJ Reed is a Lion, which is very interesting. And the Eagles lost a whole bunch of starters. I don't have time to go through all this. Just know the Eagles defense is not going to be the same next year. If they can't sack you, they're going to get torched. That's the synopsis. If they can't sack
They
you,
lost quite a few people.
look out. So, and the Commanders did a whole bunch of stuff and are very close to the Commanders are real.
Yes, they are. To be able to get what's his face, Laramie Tunsil,
And
man,
Tunny,
yeah.
the commies are going to be something. But
Honestly,
yeah,
I think personally there are two teams that stood out to me in terms of just like, okay, these teams won the draft. And well, at least I mean the
free
free
agency.
agency, right? At least right now, it's the Patriots and the Vikings for
I
me.
knew you was going to say New England. I knew you were going to say New England. Dylan would have a fit if he heard. And you said who? The Vikings?
Yeah, the Vikings have had a good free agency so far. They've gotten some people. They picked up quite a few people on defense. So is New England.
New England improved. They're still not a playoff team
Nah,
unless they have a
because
good draft and they get some offense. Anthony, they still have no offense. They're still Drake May or bust. Like their defense has significantly got better, and Rabel is going to have that defense humming. I will give
yes,
you that. They are going to be a team to be dealt with defensively, but they have no offense yet. So I can't quite. I tell you this: they're just as good as the Jets. They're just as good as the Jets right now. But That's not even disrespect. The Jets, depending on with Justin Fields, that Jet team should win 7 games, 6 or 7 games. New England should win 6 or 7 games. So it's an improvement because New England was terrible last year. So it's an improvement, but their
it's not.
improvements compared to what Minnesota and I don't see how you can't say Washington hasn't won because Washington got a receiver. Washington got some help on the defensive end. Their line is still, but
Well, the problem is we don't know what. Again, yes, Debo Samuel on paper should be an upgrade. The keyword is on paper. We don't know if he's going to return to form
we don't.
because he wasn't in shape last year and he regressed. So, hoping a new change of scenery can, bring back the old Debo. It's kind of like when people are like, why did we sign Alex Kappa, who was literally the worst offensive guard in the entire league? Change of scenery. That's the only thing I heard was change of scenery. That's it. Speaking of change of scenery, I'm not sure how I feel about Dan Moore anymore, Mike. I'll be honest with you. I talked to my brother, who's obviously a diehard Titans fan. I asked him how he feels. He said he was concerned because he heard that he's mid. So I was like, okay, let me do some research on this guy. So I looked up, Steelers pages and whatnot, like not to bias shit, but like just honest opinions. They're like, yeah, he's pretty mid. I don't understand why the Tennessee gave him that much money. Um, Maybe they saw something in him. That's all I can say.
Maybe. I mean, scheme. Maybe they think that the way that they want to play, if they put him in that situation, he will fit and he will do well. One thing about me, I know good offensive linemen when I see them, but I couldn't tell you a bad one because there's just a lot going on. Like I don't study offensive linemen, so when it comes to the linemen, I take people's words for it because I'm not watching that. There's too much going on. There's too much going on to be seeing what this guy is doing and that guy is doing, unless he's getting cooked. If he's getting cooked, then you know. But so is it a good signing? I don't know. I hope so. I hope so. But I didn't jump for joy. It was like, okay, cool. We signed a lineman. So I'm hoping that whoever's in charge of this stuff knows what they're doing and we got a good lineman. But I honestly couldn't even tell you.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you.
Speaking of the Eagles, going back to Philly for a second, shout out to Milton Williams, who is now the highest paid Patriot of all time,
Bank.
surpassing Tom Brady.
Bank.
They gave that man the bag.
Bank. Bank. Bank.
And then they picked up homeboy from Detroit. What's his name again? The cornerback. They gave him 3 years, 60 million. Oh yeah, Carlton Davis. Carlton Davis.
Yes.
Really good. Really, really good. So now him and Christian Gonzalez got a little nice cornerback tandem going on. Then you got some dogs on the line too. I really like what New England's doing there on defense.
I do
It's
too.
almost a guarantee that they're gonna try. They have to get Set or Ashton Genty at this point. It's got to be like or Travis Hunter. It's got to be one of those three.
It's looking trapped. The like if the moves tell you what it very much has Travis Hunter written all over it, but we'll see. We'll see because I can tell you this. I still don't know what Cleveland's gonna do. So your guess is as good as mine when it comes to Cleveland, but I don't know.
I'm hearing
I'm
Kirk
still
Cousins.
curious to see what the Jets do because if you listen to Roz and I mean, if you listen to Roz and Dylan, Justin Fields isn't the answer. So could they still take Shador if he's there? Mm, we'll see. We'll see, but we'll recap that down the road. We'll wait for really the draft, and then all of this will calm down, and then we'll really deep dive into this. Let's bring Breezy in the picture tonight. Because, I mean, like I said, it's going to be a quick, easy show, but there is basketball to talk about because the NBA, the NFL might be drunk. The NBA has got a injury problem going on right now because this injury bug is hopping from team to team and he's being nasty.
Is it a
Nasty with it.
bug?
Right?
Is it a bug or is it a
James, I think you're muted.
No, I can hear him. No, you had it. I can hear you.
Is it a bug or is it a loophole?
You can hear him?
Yeah, I can hear him. You can't hear him?
No, I can't hear him.
Is it a bug or is it a loophole?
I hear you. It's a loophole. What do you mean by loophole?
Because you know how they have the and no the rules that they implemented this season and last season. So I think it's a loophole. I don't think it's a bug. So like the other day, Al Horford played really
Okay,
well.
I can hear you now.
Al Horford played really well against the Lakers, and then he was out with a sore toe. So the next game because it was a back to back. But you know what? He's back
He's
tonight.
old. He's old.
Back tonight.
He played well.
Yeah.
But I mean, so what do you? Did you not see Jalen Brunson's ankle go the other way?
I'm not. No, the clear injuries are yes, they're real.
That's
But
what I'm
like
talking about.
no, but you said there's a bug going throughout the NBA. So like for instance, Bron out with a groin injury that no one saw during the game. He never left the game
He did
for
leave
the
the game.
uh
He left the game. He left
nobody saw the injury.
halfway through. Nah, I didn't see it. I don't know the moment where he pulled that groin muscle, but like he left and didn't come back.
I don't know. I think it's a loophole. I have a lot of young players on my fantasy team that play well one night, and then if it's on the night of a back to back, they're out with some type of soreness. Like John Morant, he's always out with a back soreness.
Well, I think that kind of stuff is those teams doing load management.
That's what I'm talking about, Mike. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't think LeBron is load managing right now.
That's cap. They have 8 games. It has 6 games in 8 days.
So he just couldn't
Yeah,
be.
but he wouldn't load manage for weeks though, because they're talking he could be out weeks.
There's a trend going around talking about Bron taking off the last few weeks of March for the last 4 years.
I'd have to look. One of the years he tore his groin muscle.
It dates all the way back to 2021. Before, all the way back to 2021. Everything after 2021, every last few weeks of March, Bron goes out with an injury and doesn't come back before the first week of like right before playoffs.
I didn't know. I didn't know we was getting into Breezy's conspiracy theories tonight.
Hey man, hey man,
But Jalen Brunson's injury, you think is real though?
we saw it. Yeah,
Okay.
we
I
saw
just
that.
want to. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, nah. That when your ankle bends a certain way, the elasticities like that, we've seen it with Steph throughout his whole career.
Yeah, Steph has bad ankles. Steph has bad ankles. I mean, he's been doing pretty good.
Moral of the story is, I think, just like you said, these teams have found a loophole for load management and are masking it as ticky tack injuries.
Well, I'm looking up LeBron's injury history right now. You said since 2021.
I believe so.
March. Okay, yeah, March 2021, high ankle sprain, which, yeah, I saw that. I saw his ankle not go the right way.
How long was he out for?
20 games.
20 games.
March 21st till April 28th.
2022.
2022. Why doesn't this have? Oh, it stopped. Oh, this was not a good article to read. It stopped right at 2022. Article is terrible. Good job. Good job. We're going to shout him out too. Good job, Sporting News. You're terrible.
Oh, you give him a shout out.
Terrible. Terrible. All right. This one will be better. Shout out to Fanside. All right, back to 2021. 2022. Oh, 2022. Abdominal. Yeah, I remember he pulled his ab muscle. Abdominal strain and swelling in his knee.
How many games and when did it happen?
It doesn't show when it happened, but he missed about 15 games.
When did he go out?
It doesn't show when.
I guarantee you it was the end of March. I'm pretty positive. Pretty positive. But 2023, Mike, go ahead.
Nagging foot issues.
Nagging foot issues. How many games?
He only played 60 games that season. Oh, he only played 55 games that season. Excuse me.
But how many games was he out?
It doesn't.
Good. That's a great article you got there, Mike.
This article's not helping this particular.
And you gave them a shout out before you even read it.
All right. One more.
Anthony, I thought you would enjoy this.
All right. Here we go. We've got it. It doesn't show how long. But
I'm not a LeBron hater no more.
I have because he can't anymore. I have dates though, James. I have dates. I don't have the amount of time he was out, but I have dates. Shout out to Fox Sports.
God.
Shout out to Fox Sports. So where were we? 2021. 2021. Oh, okay. Yeah. So the ankle. Okay. So 2022, the abdominal injury that I was talking about was in January.
Mm-hmm.
Then he was out a little bit with some the knee swelling. The only games he missed in March in 2022 was March 1st and March 2nd. That was it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
2023, ankle. Foot. So the foot started February 22nd. He was out 3 games. Then March 28th. I guess the same, March 28th. Same foot. Same foot. And
That's
he was
it.
out until
Mike.
He was out until May.
Oh, look at that.
So why wouldn't that be a real James? That's into the playoffs. He missed all of April. 2024. He missed March 1st, March 2nd, March 12th, March 21st, March 23rd, March 25th, March 28th, March 30th, April 1st, and April 5th. Then April 11th, April 13th, April 15th. He missed damn near 2 months again. And then here we are this year, same thing.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, Tony.
So you think LeBron is just
just resting?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Just resting.
It's crazy.
You know, and I think people are not realizing this. You know, it kind of just like goes through the cracks. You know, everybody's getting injured. You know, I take a couple games. You know.
So you don't think LeBron's going to come back till April, since that's the trend?
Yeah, I think he's not coming back to April. They already tried to say a couple weeks. We're in the middle of March. They say a couple weeks.
So those other injuries where he missed 2 months, those weren't real injuries either.
They may have been, but I think he took an extended leave. Hey, all I'm saying is I have the data to back up the argument because you just read it.
You have data showing that he's missed games in March and April.
For in March for the past 4 straight years.
But that does not mean that he is load managing. It means that he's old and he breaks down at the end of the year. That's what it means.
Breaks down. LeBron? No. LeBron don't break down.
I have the data that shows that he breaks down in March every year for the last 4 years.
Nah, breaks down. Not I spend $1 million a year on my body. Hell no.
So imagine if he didn't spend that money, he'd be retired already. He'd be Dwayne Wade. That's what he'd be. Dwayne can't even walk.
So what you telling me is Bron is paying the commentators to spew that he doesn't, that he takes the money and puts it into keeping his body good. That's what he does.
Your conspiracy theories have gone outrageous.
Hey, I'm just making I guess I'm just making conversation.
Sure. With the injuries going around, or load management, as James would have you say, who is going to be able? Are these teams going to be able? Who's going to be able to make a move? Can New York withstand this and keep that top 3 seed? Can the Lakers keep the top 4 seed because it's tight in the West?
I mean, yeah.
No, I was just pulling up the Knicks schedule for pretty much the whole month of March because me and Mike were kind of talking about Brunson most likely ain't gonna be back in March. He's probably ironically gonna be back could be back for the Cleveland game, which is April 2nd. When you look at our schedule, it's not horrible. Like honestly, yeah, we have the Trailblazers tonight. Warriors on Saturday. That's going to be a tough one. But then we got Heat, Spurs, Hornets, Wizards, the JV Mavericks team, the Clippers at home, Trailblazers again, Sixers stink. It's not a bad schedule, honestly. I see us winning a majority of these games in March for the rest of this month.
Who do they play again? What's the schedule? My fault.
It's a soft schedule. I mean, again, we're playing the Blazers tonight. We got the Heat, Spurs, Hornets, Wizards, Mavericks, Trailblazers again. The Clippers. The only difficult games is going to be Golden State on Saturday, and then we're at Milwaukee. That's going to be a tough one too. Those are really the only 2 games I'm like, okay, we're probably going to lose those. Every other one is pretty winnable. I think we'll be fine. At least on paper, we'll be fine without Brunson until he can come back.
Yeah.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Anthony on this. I mean, the Mavericks are beat up. The
Spurs are beat up.
Yeah, the Spurs are beat up.
Sixers are beat up.
The Sixers are beat up. The Heat is depleted.
Hornets are depleted.
Yeah,
they stuck you unhealthy.
I mean, the Hornets weren't good this year either. So, like the Wizards, I mean, I don't know. Depending on when the Wizards catch us, because right now they're just like playing off of like adrenaline from all the recent trades. But we may still spank them. The Clippers are running off adrenaline right now from getting Kawhi back. So we may win every single game. We may win every game except for 1 or 2.
Or we could lose every game.
I mean, there's a world. Yeah, I mean, there's a world that can happen.
But if we're talking between the Knicks and the Lakers, I definitely say the Lakers. are in more trouble than us.
Let me look at the Lakers schedule. The Lakers, on the other hand,
Let's see. They got. Ooh, yeah. They're at Milwaukee tomorrow. That's an L. At Denver, that might be an L. Home against Phoenix without Bron, that could go either way. At home against Spurs, Nuggets again, the Bucks.
Pesky Chicago team. Orlando,
the
Mad.
Nuggets
pesky
game is
Indiana.
the Nuggets game. I'm curious about because they found a way to stop them. Even though Braun played, they played really good defense against Joker. So I'm interested to see how they play against them now without Braun.
Not good.
We'll see.
Unless
I mean,
Luca goes off. I mean, Luca is definitely capable of winning a game by himself. So
yeah, I mean, we'll see exactly. Like
When is
that is,
Kaminga coming back?
Kaminga should be back
he's back.
tonight. Yeah,
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Okay.
He will more than likely play against the Knicks. So
yeah. I believe Kuminga came back tonight. Yeah,
the Lakers have a tough schedule, but it's only tough because we don't know what this Laker team without LeBron and just Luka looks like. So we don't know how good this team, like Austin Reeves, can still give you 20 something. They just got to find a third scorer, or they got to play hella defense. Like, I don't expect them to beat Milwaukee. I don't expect them to beat Denver, but I don't expect them to lose to Denver twice in 5 days. So they might split with Denver. Phoenix is a toss-up because I don't know what this Phoenix team is all of a sudden. All of a sudden they've decided that they want to play basketball. So the Spurs are pesky, Chicago's pesky, Indiana's got a lot of offense. Memphis is interesting. And then Braun really should be back. I don't know. Groin injuries are tricky. So
Would you say a month?
man.
I would think 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks. James thinks he's out for the season. James is just convinced that he's not coming back.
He better come back.
Until the tip game 1 of the playoffs, LeBron sends out the email, I'm back. I'm rested, I'm back. He got injured on March 8th. So April 8th would be
send out hey guys, the growing is good.
April 8th would mean there's 1, 2, 3, 4 games left in the season. So
Sounds like a good time to come back.
They have a murder stretch here.
Aren't they in OKC like 2 nights in a row or some shit?
Yeah, April 6th and April 8th. They play OKC back to back. And then
On the
April
road.
9th, they play Dallas. The Lakers have a lot of games crammed into a short amount of time. But as I found out today, it's because a lot of these games are makeup games because of the wildfires. So we didn't think about it then, but now those wildfires got the Lakers schedule looking crazy.
Goes back to my 8 games in 6 days.
Lakers schedule looking crazy. So
I mean, Bron did tweet, that's crazy.
it is crazy. James is just not going to let this go tonight.
He got his ass out of Dodge.
James is not going to let this go. He's just LeBron is just out. So where is Bron? Is he in Cancun? Is he in Aruba?
Nah,
Where is he?
he's in LA. You know, he got his chef cooking, got his feet up, got his feet up. You know, elevation, got to elevate. You know, got the groin injury, got to elevate. You know, blood flow. You know, Mike, blood flow.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I think he's more than occupied at the moment with one Stephen A. Smith. So it's not like he's just sitting at home bored. He's definitely got things to do.
You know, he got his artificial intelligence filters on Stephen A. Smith to make sure he's not saying a word about Bronny.
I mean, we could also sit here and say that maybe Stephen A. Smith and the Illuminati got LeBron because he did that to Stephen A. And the next game he got injured. So
I don't know.
it could also be the Illuminati, James.
Could be.
You don't mess with Stephen A. Smith.
I mean, the end goal is the same. Like, end goal is the same.
Speaking of Stephen A. and LeBron, as we touched on, they got into a little kerfuffle on the sideline during that Knicks game, which was a very entertaining game up until it wasn't. But in between the third and fourth quarter, LeBron got up off the bench and had a conversation or confrontation, as Stephen A. put it, with Stephen A., who was sitting courtside next to the Lakers bench. And you could see LeBron telling him, leave Bronny out of this. Don't talk about my son, which has caused a lot of chatter in the sports frame, in the sports world. Stephen A. has gone full Nino Brown on us and
Yeah.
decided that, what LeBron did was weak, and Stephen A. was the mature one and didn't do anything on purpose. But
Yo, Stephen A. is a clown.
I would say, but I'll open the floor to you guys. Your thoughts on Stephen A. versus LeBron?
Stephen A. What's funny to me is that Stephen A. He has like his thing is he has the ability to take a moment to overlook a situation because he'll respond one way one day, sit back, think about it, respond another way another day, sit back, dwell on it, and then respond another way a different day. And we've seen that in 3 different versions already. So on first take, the day after it, he was being all empathetic, sympathetic as a father. I understand, blah blah blah. Then he took a second and thought about it, got on the Stephen A. Smith show and started cursing, 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 and then got on the Gill show and started going even crazier. Like, I don't like, it's like as if he sat back and was like, damn, I sound like a bitch, and try to
Mm-hmm.
change everything up.
I can tell you it's exactly what I believe happened.
Yeah.
What we saw on first take was his actual response to what happened.
Yeah.
Then, because Stephen A. lives in a world where Twitter is a real place to him, he saw the Twitter comments of people clowning him on Twitter about it, and people, agreeing with, agreeing with him. But as I was talking to Anthony about earlier, I think misinterpreting what LeBron's issue was. But regardless, agreeing with him. So then you saw him poke out his chest on his show.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
he got validated. And then he went on Gil's show and really was poking out his chest and really was talking that spicy talk.
What
What?
what
Go
was
ahead.
what was it specifically that? Because I remember when Stephen A. He made some comments about Bronny that were a little out of line. I'm trying to remember what those comments were again, because I believe that's what LeBron had issue with. I don't
Well,
think it was just the fact that he was just talking about his son. Like,
it all started. It also we had this
because
conversation. We had this
he was
conversation,
mad.
chat.
Like,
It was the night that they played Philly. Remember, we talked about this. It was the night they played Philly,
Brian, he was just getting
and
eviscerated by what's his face.
Maxie cooked him, and everybody on
Talking about
Twitter,
barbecue chicken. That was a whole
and,
Thanksgiving dinner. But
and everybody on Twitter was cooking Bronny, and it kind of feels like they were waiting for that moment. They were waiting for that game. It was on TNT, so it was on national TV, and he got cooked by an all-star who cooks everybody.
No, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Max
Let's
is not
not
an
do that.
all-star.
Not he is an all-star, but you got to call it what it is. That man got obliterated on the court.
It wasn't
disgusting.
like trying to think of it. I'll do the Knicks because I love the Knicks, so we'll use the Knicks. It's not like Deuce McBride went out there and dropped 40 on him. That didn't happen. Maxey is a legit all-star player that dropped 40 on Bronny. Oh well, I don't. Well, yeah, I think he did.
I know. No one's shocked that he dropped that on. It's just the way he did it.
Acting like
it was brutal.
He doesn't deserve to be in the league, and get him out of here. And this is nepotism. And because, like I said, Stephen A. lives in a world where Twitter is a real place to him. Went on First Take on his platform the next day and pleaded as a father, you've got to end this. You've got to stop this. And as I told you guys, I said this. I was like, look, Stephen A's out of pot. Like, this is crazy coming on here and saying that. That is a wild thing to say.
That is a little OD.
Like,
that is OD.
That is a wild thing to say. So, fast forward to the Laker game, this is the part that I don't understand. Stephen A's exact quote was, as a father, I'm pleading with you as a father to stop this. Then after the confrontation, Stephen A goes, that wasn't LeBron James, the basketball player. That was LeBron James, the father. Well, you asked for LeBron James, the father, and you got LeBron James, the father. So what is the problem that's going on here? Because I throwing a stone in tiny hands, as y'all like to say.
My thing is, damned if you do, damned if you don't in this situation. Bronny has a target on his back because of his dad. My main point in this whole thing is that Bronny is the 55th pick in the draft. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The only nepotism in this situation is that LeBron is LeBron and he went to the Lakers in the draft. Because other than that, it was either go to the Lakers in the 55th pick or go in the second round at whatever number pick it is to the Lakers or whatever. Or even if he didn't go to the Lakers, what if he went to the Warriors? Like they said that Brown was calling and said don't pick him, right? What if he goes to the Warriors? I still think he has eyes on him. I still think he gets ridiculed. I still think he gets scrutinized just because of his lineage and the name. Secondly, there has been multiple years of rookie players getting cooked by veteran players. And I'm talking about late pick rookies just getting garbage time or playing because of players being out for injury and everything. And hey, that's just what it is. They're not to that level because there's levels to this. We all know that it's levels to this.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing in that conversation. What people are also are willfully, ignorantly ignoring is that, like, we've with every year previous to this, in that like time of the draft, like the 55th, 56th, 57th, whatever it is, we never even like thought of these players or talk about these players. So like, I think that it's low hanging fruit for people to try to overlook the reality of it and just try to continue to make a situation out of it because it's clickbaity, it's gonna bring views, it's the hot topic and all the stuff like that, to overlook what the reality of it is. I think is irresponsible.
What's the reality of it?
The reality of it is this player, if you take the name off of Bronny and just make it Joe Schmo, nobody talks about it.
Yeah, but that's a monumental thing, though. Like, it's
What's
one
my
thing,
what
but
what makes
it's a
what
very
makes him
monumental
monumental?
because he's the son of the greatest basketball player of all time.
Okay, so monumental derives of the word moment, right? So the moment is him getting into the NBA because of his dad. So that's the
Yep,
moment. Other than that, it should be every regular, it should be on regular day in the office. This is a 55th pick rookie in the NBA.
absolutely not. It's not
Why
going to
not?
be that way because
But
at the end
why
of the day,
not?
because at the end of the day, people again, it doesn't matter if he's 55th pick or 180th pick. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, he's the son of the greatest, one of the
But
greatest, if
does
not the greatest
but
basketball
let me
player ever.
ask
Hold
you,
on,
God,
hold on, real quick. That's one. The other is the fact that again, people didn't think he should have even been drafted. So that's two right there. So just those two things alone, there's gonna be eyes on him. Just straight
so
up off rip right there.
let me ask you a question. You know what the 56 pick in the draft is averaging?
Absolutely not.
Less than Bronny. You know
I
what
don't
the
even know his name.
you know what the 57th pick in the NBA draft is averaging?
No clue.
Less than Bronny. NBA, both of them, NBA and G League. So for the people and the critics that are saying that he didn't deserve to be drafted, they're waking up with egg on their face because of the statistics don't lie as well.
I don't know who the 56th pick is. To be honestly, I don't know who it is. I know the 57th pick is that Anthony. The 57th pick is the dude on the Knicks that comes off the bench with the dreads, the big guy, not the dreads, with the braids, that just comes on the court and just runs everywhere. That has the German name or something.
I think I
Just
know who you're talking
you
about.
know who I'm talking about. He just comes to the court, he just
Yeah.
runs. He just he's just
Yeah.
he's just active for no reason. He's just kinetic energy. Just I mean, I don't mind it because he brings energy when he comes on the floor, but Lord, it's just run and jump.
but,
That's all he does is run and jump.
but James, also the last thing I want to point out, and this is arguably the biggest thing is there's that desire to see what Bronny can become at the end
Hey,
of the day. People
that's
because of the whole situation and who he's associated with, people have this intense desire to see if he's going to what he's going to be in correlation to LeBron. You know, that's why his name is going to be just doesn't matter what number he was drafted. His name is going to be right there, plastic, because they want to see what can he be as opposed to what LeBron was. Can he be as good as LeBron? Can he be a good role player? Can he be a star? Like the lights are going to be the lights were shining on him the minute he got drafted. At the end of the day, and when they threw him out there in prime time, and Tyrese Maxey just absolutely just what he did to him should have been illegal. That was one of the worst cookies I've seen in the past
how
5 years.
would it be illegal?
It,
It's a figure of speech, James. Come on.
I know it's a figure of speech, but my thing is I like to focus on things, and I'm focusing on that quote because my thing is, what would it matter? Because this is a all-star that is in his sixth season.
I think Maxi's been in the league 6 years already.
Is it 6 years already?
Might be, yeah, because he's on his second contract.
This is an all-star.
He ain't that old.
This is an all-star.
He's definitely not that old.
Okay. He came in the league young though.
Let's do our due diligence, guys.
I'm doing it right now.
Harry's Maxey.
Maxey has been in the league
2020.
since 2020.
So this is his fifth season.
Okay.
So this is his fifth season. He's an all-star and the most improved player. Playing against a rookie that is the 55th pick in the NBA. And the only reason why it matters is because he is LeBron James' son. If it wasn't LeBron James' son, he wouldn't even be making a quote that said the way he stole the ball from him, it should be illegal. It'd be just a still saying, why is this rookie in the game?
Mm-hmm.
Am I saying it's fair? Absolutely not. I think we all can agree that there's an unfair element to all of this.
So that's the point.
But the thing is, I also understand why this is the situation at the end of the day. Just because it may be a little unfair, that doesn't mean it's entirely unreasonable either.
It is very unreasonable. That's
Not entirely unreasonable. Like, I can see both sides, but at the end of the day, it's like, can you not say this was very similar in a sense to when when Lonzo Ball came in, all eyes were on him because LeVar was just being a hot mess for like the longest time. And he was doing all this talking, getting on Sports Center. He's better than who did he say he was better than? And he hasn't even played a game yet. Yeah, Magic and Jordan, all these people.
You want to know? Want to know what the difference is?
Lonzo was the number 2 pick in the draft.
Exactly. They didn't even have to say it. Number 2 pick.
But LeVar's antics played a role in that too, though.
The basketball still got to speak for itself. He was probably still the number 1 rookie in the summer league. The Lakers were the number 1 team in the summer league. Him and Kuzma. He was the number 2 pick in the draft. It's completely different. It's night and day. It's the beginning and the end of the same draft of the same round. It's the 55th versus a 2 pick. You see the comparison? That's unfair. That's an unfair comparison.
My only thing, like I said earlier, I understand. Like, I can't speak for LeBron. I'm not in his brain. I don't think that he has an issue with like you said. We know what it's going to be. Bronny is LeBron's son, so all the ridiculous over criticism that LeBron gets, Bronny is going to get that. I think people are combining that with this specific issue. When Stephen A went on TV and said, as a father, you need to stop this, that is crossing the line. Like, that is it right there. So when LeBron checks Stephen A for saying that, that is what we're talking about. But everyone is conflating it with, oh, so LeBron don't want nobody talking about Bronny. LeBron don't want because it's 2 different things. Because like I said, Stephen A wasn't even talking about Bronny. He was talking about LeBron.
Yeah, he was talking about Bron while playing Bronny highlights.
Exactly, like he was talking about Bron. So like, when Bron comes up and says, "Don't put my son in this shit," like that makes sense. Like that's logic. Like, if you want to talk about me, then talk about me, but don't talk about me as a father. Talk about me as a basketball player. So when you that's why I think people are bringing
they are
two
conflated. They are
separate
conflating
things.
it too, because what I can agree is that even with all the criticism Bron gets, he's never stepped to the bat besides this point in time.
And that's why that's what I think the difference is. That's why we were looking at a clip earlier. Anthony showed me a clip earlier of Ryan Clark going off on LeBron saying you never stepped to Skip Bayless like that because there was no need to. There was no need to. But my question would be: does Ryan Clark, Anthony, do you remember when Skip Bayless did say something about Bronny that LeBron did respond to Skip Bayless? We don't remember that.
Don't
But
remember it now.
LeBron did tweet. He didn't at Skip, but we knew who he was talking about because it was a direct response to something that Skip said. So, like all these years, like James said, LeBron never responded to none of this nonsense that he's had to deal with his entire career, which is unbelievable. That if I was LeBron, I wouldn't even talk to the media anymore. But we finally found out what the button is, which it's his kids. Like, don't talk about my kids. You talk about my kids, then it's a different conversation. And this was the conversation that we said. What happens when Bron's on the court and somebody say something, him and Bronny are on the court and somebody says or does something to Bronny, somebody takes a cheap shot at Bron. Like, we've never seen LeBron swing at anybody.
Isaiah Stewart.
I was just about to say his name. I was literally thinking of Isaiah Stewart. I've never seen highlights of him actually like doing anything like related to basketball. It's always like him getting in someone's face.
Isaiah Stewart seems to think he's the toughest man on the planet.
Yeah, he tries to be the enforcer,
Goon.
like the
No,
80s
you can say
and
it's a goon. It's a goon.
90s.
It's a goon.
Goon.
Nah, but it's like you just kind of said it just now. Like that kind of opens up. You don't think the floodgates are going to open up a little
I
bit when it
do.
comes to
I
Bronny?
think
Like
I think
at the
Bron
end of
is
the day,
opening
you think about
himself up.
not that Stephen A. needs it, but you think about the attention he's getting and him being able to get that reaction from LeBron, and the saying, "All press is good press." There are people who
And
believe that.
Stephen A. I got taught journalism my freshman year in college from the same person that taught Stephen A.
Well,
So
damn.
I
When are you
know
going to say this?
I
Hey Mike, do me a favor, pick that name up. Pick
what
that name you
name?
just pick pick that up you just dropped.
Oh, my freshman year at St. John's, my freshman journalism class, second semester, I was taught by the same professor that taught Stephen A. Smith. It's the same lady, nice lady.
Wow.
I passed the class because, But that to say, I know for a fact, Anthony, that Stephen A. does believe that all press is good press. And I know for a fact that Stephen A., while he's clearly a sensitive person, he's loving all this attention. He's loving every second of this because, as we've all joked, Stephen A. is the main character in everybody's life. So he is loving all this attention. He is loving this.
Are you guys to believe that that this is a one-off for LeBron in the reaction?
What you mean?
With Stephen A. or in general?
In general, do you think LeBron learns from this?
Learn for what?
To
More people
not
are backing
react.
him on this.
No.
No,
The situation and his reaction.
I don't know, James. I want to say yes, he will. He'll be like, all right, they're gonna try, because I feel like LeBron already knows that they're trying to use Bronny to get to him. But like, yeah, I could say yes, but then
This
like I
all
said, it's the
sounds
trigger.
so deceptive right now.
Anthony, like, you don't think these media people are overly
No, it's
criticizing
just the way you.
Bronny?
Like, I agree with what you said. It's just the way you said it. Just like it feels like this is evil plot that we're talking about right now.
There are some of these people in the sports media that have been waiting years to find something to rile LeBron up, to get what Stephen A just got.
And mind you,
So
hold on, you're forgetting one thing. This is what Bronny still playing in garbage time games in the NBA. What happens when he starts slowly getting more
getting
minutes? We start
better.
seeing more. That's
It's
more, but that's
that's why
also more opportunities.
that's why Braun got to get out before Braun has to get out before Bronny gets better, because the
If he ever
longer
will.
I
If
listen,
if
listen,
he ever will.
James, Braun is slowly flirting with Diana Taurasi type of situation
No,
with
no.
me and
If he
Dylan.
the if he ever will wasn't for LeBron. I'm talking about
You mean for
Bronny.
Bronny?
Yeah, Bronny. I mean,
I mean,
it's still up for debate. You know,
He's
I
been
mean,
balling in the
he's
G League. He's been
he
yeah, I
balling in
has
the
mean,
been
G League.
playing very well in the
he's
G League,
Yeah,
and that's a comfortable point. I think I think he's more comfortable, and it is different. I
and
mean,
it's
G
his
League
first
ballers.
season.
Yeah, I
he
mean,
was
but it's
stinking in the
still.
G League, James. He didn't start off doing good in the G League.
I'm
He was
aware.
stinking those couple games.
I'm aware. I do believe that he is building confidence and trying to get used to how to play and not be scared to play because of his injury with his heart and stuff like that. I believe that is a real thing, but I mean it's still up for debate. He may never excel. It may be something that cripples him. It may be something that he never gets by mentally, if he even has that in him. It's still up in the air. It's early. He may not get good, but if he does get good, you know, that's something that you got to look at. Brown will have to probably adjust or get out, because if you can't adjust to your son getting scrutiny in the NBA, I mean, yeah,
That's gonna be tough for LeBron.
He's got to get out.
It's gonna be tougher.
He's gonna have to get out because Braun might turn around and hurt. Braun might turn around and hurt somebody. As we saw, let me tell you, Stephen A. Smith is not a small man. Stephen A. is actually like 6'1", 6'2".
yeah, he
He's
got
a
a
little
little.
skinny, but Stephen A.'s got some. LeBron towered over. Like, I don't think, because TV doesn't do, especially with basketball players, TV never does it justice to how big these dudes are.
Nah.
I could attest to that because when I went to go see that Nets game, like, and I'm sitting there because that was my first ever basketball game I've ever seen in person. Like those because are huge,
Yeah, I
and
was
this
gonna
is
ask
coming
you.
from me.
I was gonna ask you, how
It's
did it feel
coming
for
from
you? Because
me,
ain't you 6'4"? How did it feel for you?
and I'm 6'2". Like it felt
What
weird
the?
because I'm just like, yo,
You are not
these guys are
6'2".
massive.
You are
I am
not.
6'2".
You are
Hold up.
not.
We not
You are
gonna
I am.
let
not.
Anthony
We are not letting
lose
you do
over
that.
that.
6'2",
Yo,
Anthony. I
I'm
am
6.
six
I'm really six.
three,
I'm
and you're
really
taller
6'1",
than me.
but
Six
I'm really
hey,
6'1".
yo,
I'm 6'2" with shoes.
I'm about to leave this. I'm about to leave the pod. I'm about to
All
leave the pod.
There's no way.
right, 6'1", 6'2", 6'3". It don't matter. I'm a big mother. All right, and those guys. Pause. Yeah, those guys were massive down there. Like those guys were
Whoa,
fucking huge when I was.
whoa,
No,
whoa,
wait. On the court, on the court. They were
Truth be
very tall. All
truth be
right.
told, yo.
Shit. Oh my god. Ah, ah, ah.
oh,
On the courts,
All
they were
right.
tall, very tall. uh,
this is going off the rails.
oh god.
It has gone off the rails tonight.
Fix it, Anthony. Fix it. You got it.
Okay. All right. My first ever game I saw in person. Yes, even somebody with my stature, they were still like if I went down to that court and I was next to them, they would tower over me too.
Yeah.
That's how just like large these like people are in real life. Like it's crazy. Like it's absolutely crazy. Like especially what's his name? Bam's tall as fuck.
Yeah, I think
Bam is
Bam is
tall as shit.
6'9", 6'10", right? Bam 6'9".
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
9. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Even what's his name? Tyler Hero's pretty tall as well.
He's six
Um
Yeah, he's
six,
like
six
6'3",
seven.
6'4".
No, Tyler's
I,
like
I did li-
6'6".
I ain't gonna lie though, when Asia Wilson came through, like I stood up and I was like, yo, that's Asia Wilson. And then we all just like got up and just started staring at her. I was like, God
She fire.
damn, she is fire. She is fire.
Hmm.
Asia Wilson is fire. She stood over there courtside watching a little boot bam.
She tall too, yo.
She is
Yeah,
tall.
she is tall too as well.
Asia is tall. She's not. She's tall. I'll tell you right now. Actually,
It puts a lot of things in perspective, and you see how they've been doing lately, where they've been comparing the basketball players and football players and heights.
she's 6'4".
It puts it. Oh damn, yeah,
Damn.
she's the same height as Ant.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
It puts a it puts a lot of things in perspective. How they've been comparing football players and basketball players lately. I don't know if you guys have been seeing those.
Yes, I saw AJ Brown standing next to.
Jalen Brown. Was it Jalen Brown?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think it was Jalen Brown.
Are you talking about when they
Who?
were on what show were they on? I know Jalen Brown was there, and then AJ Brown, and then I think Devontae Smith was there too.
I looked at. I because on the field, AJ Brown looks like a monster. Looks like a tank. And then I
Yeah,
saw him next to the basketball player, and I was like, "Oh, he a little, he a little
yeah. I saw
too."
there was like Julio Jones. There was no what there was is there was like these players are. It's weird that these players are the same height, and it was like Julio Jones and Jalen Brown.
And it's
and,
like,
and
look,
and it's like you wouldn't necessarily put two and two together because of how much bigger these football players look on the field, but when you put them up against a basketball player, they're like it's just not the same. Their heights are not the same.
because to me, like if LeBron, that's why they like people that LeBron couldn't play football. I promise you, if LeBron James had pads on,
He was a star athlete in high school,
Yeah,
right?
not
In
yeah,
he's
football.
a monster. Like I don't know who's tackling him
yeah.
because
He's Gronk,
he's six. He's Gronk. He's bigger than Gronk.
6'8", 6'9". Yeah,
250 solid.
I went to it. I went to a Knicks game, and LeBron was courtside with Maverick and one of his what's the heavy set light skinned dude that's his best friend? I forget his name.
Maverick and Rich Carter.
No, not Rich
Maverick,
Carter. It's his other.
Rich
Rich
Paul.
Paul.
Not Rich Paul, but it's the heavy set light skinned dude with the low cut. He's like his like he has his own management team with him
I
or
think I
something.
know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but it was Maverick and him and Braun sitting courtside during this Blazers and Knicks game. This is a while back. This is when Dame was on the Blazers. But I went to that game and Braun was sitting courtside and I'm like, yo, this dude looks like a fucking football player, bro. Like seriously, like literally looks like a football player. It's like it's no comparison. The basketball players, they're fucking huge, man.
but you was clamp him.
I stood the ball from him.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Well, we've only got one topic left. It's it's as Stephen A would say, it's fluid. The NBA MVP race. Right now, it's a two-horse race. Everybody on the media, everybody on Twitter will tell you it's Joker or it's SGA, which is fine because those two are having amazing seasons. But as I offered to the chat earlier, at what point does Donovan Mitchell get entered into the room?
Never.
Why never?
I mean, because we're talking about SGA, who is literally carrying the Thunder to a number one seed. He has dropped how many 50-point games, 40-point games, and 30-point games? Just absurd. You got Joker, who is he just had a 30, 20, and 20 game, which is the most insane stat line I've ever seen in my life. Like the way he's playing and his shooting percentage is still sky high when he's doing these daily triple doubles, these insane triple doubles. He's playing out of his mind. Donovan Mitchell ain't even on either one of those two levels right now. He's not on that level. He's on a high level, but the way SGA and Joker are playing, they are up here, and everyone else is kind of like here and then going down. It's just no, it's absolutely a two-man race.
All right, but I mean, Donovan's leading his team to the best record in basketball. He's the best player on the best team, which everyone loves to
Also,
vote for.
he arguably has more health than both Joker and SGA. Because you think about the Thunder and those injuries, they haven't been together fully healthy for that long in the season. The one point you can make for Cleveland is they've been on three different 10 or 12 game winning streaks. You know, you can look at that and be like,
15-game win streaks.
Yeah, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. But you would credit more so the team and not so much Donovan Mitchell just carrying them on his back. That's how personally I would look at it. Like when you look at the Thunder, you look at OKC. I mean, you look at the Thunder, you look at Denver. You look at Denver, it's like, yeah, Joker is carrying, putting that team on his back. SGA is putting that team on his back. Yeah, I don't know if you can say the same about Donovan Mitchell, though.
I wouldn't look at it as putting the team on their back. I would look at it as they're the engine that drives that team. Because Denver is really good. OKC is really good. So is Cleveland. So
yeah, but if we're talking engine, then it's a one-man race. If we're talking solely engine, then it's a one-man race. It's Joker and that's it. Because there's no bigger engine to their team than Nikola Jokic at the end of the day.
see, I don't know if that's necessarily true. The thing that Joker has that's an advantage is he rarely misses games. So we never get to see them without him.
You don't want to see that team without Joker.
I don't think that team just falls off a cliff if he's not on it.
I do. Outside of Joker, it's a bunch of inconsistent. It's a bunch of inconsistent ass role players.
But if that's the case, why do they fall off when Jamal Murray doesn't play good? Why do they fall off when Jamal Murray doesn't play good? If Joker is
because Jamal Murray is the most inconsistent player on that team besides Jokic. Like at the end of the day, like my whole thing is personally the problem with Denver, and then we see this in the postseason too as well. It's like Jokic literally, without Jokic, they don't have the score. They're missing a lot of points. Without Jokic, they're missing a lot of ball movement too because he creates open shots for pretty much everybody. Because it's just a lot of spot up shooters on the Nuggets. Without him, again, you're not getting those rebounds, that low post presence. Jokic also shoots the three. He also shoots just in general at a very high clip too as well. Like he does literally everything for this team. He gets everyone involved, and then he also goes off on his own too as well. Like if you ask me right now who's MVP, it's Nikola Jokic, in my opinion. I think they're probably going to give it to SGA this year only because the Thunder are the top seeded team. But in my opinion, it has to be Nikola Jokic.
It's very close, man. It's very close. I'm looking at the stats now, and wow, it's tough, man. Nikola Jokic is basically averaging 28, 10, and 13. While shooting like a 50, almost a 60, 40, 80, 57% from field, 43 from three, 80.9 from the free throw line, which is crazy. He's balling 28 points. But then on the other hand, you have SGA averaging 32, 6 and 5, but he's also shooting a I'll tell you exactly what it is because I just looked at it. He's also shooting a 52, 37, and 90. So like it's a lot closer than people think. I think it's like a blink of an eye and how close it is. Like it's like you look up, you don't know if you playing SGA or Joker how effective they are being for their teams. Now, yes, it to your point, Anthony. The Thunder have been very injured as far as like not having Hartenstein the whole season, not having Wall
Holmgren.
the whole season, not having Caruso the whole season. So like they've been on and off as far as like their key players, but their young guys have stepped up big, like Wiggins and Isaiah Joe and Kassan Wallace, and I'm saying like and J
Jalen
Dub and
Williams
stuff
too.
like that. Yeah, like J Dub and all these guys. Like these guys are playing out of body. So like they have a really good conglomerate of players besides their other key components. But then when you look at the Nuggets, on the other hand, they as much as people not trying to give the Nuggets having a balanced team, they are a very balanced team. Like they got Westbrook out there balling. Aaron Gordon is still doing what he's supposed to do. Like Braun is still doing what he's supposed to do. They just got PJ Watson back. He's playing pretty decent. So like they have a really good team as well. So like it's tough. It's tough. It's probably gonna, like you said, it's probably gonna go to SGA. He has the winning record, like the best team in the NBA. I'm surprised people are not talking about Tatum, man. He scored 27 points. Like I don't understand it.
It's a close race. It's a close race. I do think Donovan is not getting enough credit for.
They're on a big streak, but Donovan Mitchell is only scoring 24 points on like his stats is not too crazy. They have a really good team like in totality. He's just the leader.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
If you take
If you're gonna
Donovan
throw a
off of
third,
Cleveland, what do you think they are? Are they
they're still
this?
a 500 team.
Yeah.
Well, they're
And
not this, but they're still a 500
I
team.
think I think you take Donovan Mitchell off of that team. I think they are uh
They're a
three to
play-in
five
team.
3 to 5 no 3 to 5 seed. 3 to 5 seed.
Whoa, that's
Yes,
high.
they're still a 3 to 5 seed if you take Donovan Mitchell off that team.
James, they got swept by Boston without him last year in the playoffs. Swept.
That
Good day.
I say there's
we're
I
not,
say they're a
but
60.
you're talking about what seed are they, not how they perform in the playoffs, because we all know in the playoffs a lot of teams shrink, and that's including the Thunder. The Cavs lose to us even right now if they was to beat us in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're not better than Milwaukee, Boston, New York. I don't think they're better than Indiana.
That's cap.
They're Cleveland
You're talking about without Mitchell?
without Mitchell.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're not. They're not better than any of those teams. I might. No, they're not better than Indiana without
They're not
Mitchell.
better than Indiana
'Cause
without Mitchell.
What?
I still gotta show some respect to the people who are still there. At the end, Evan Mobley's a baller. Garland, let's say DeAndre Hunter's nice too. So I'm not gonna completely write them off. I give them a 6 seed.
I don't know if they're better than a healthy Orlando either.
What?
Healthy, not what's left of Orlando right now. Healthy.
I think they're a
They're
match.
better than Orlando right now without
Donovan Mitchell wasn't
Donovan
even
hurt.
100% last year, and they swept Orlando last year in the playoffs.
They did not sweep Orlando. That series went 7.
Wait, what do you?
Oh yeah, it went 7. I'm sorry. They did that team is not better than
Exactly. They're not, and you take Donovan off that team, they're not beating Orlando.
But if you go off of the way Cleveland's been playing this year, but then you take Donovan Mitchell off, like the way they've been playing this year, I think they're a 6 seed without him. That's because I'm not looking at Cleveland based off of how they were last year. I'm looking at how they've been playing this year,
So you're
and
saying
this
they
is
would
like I
be
said.
better. That means they're better than Detroit. And Detroit, to me, is the line.
they're better than Indiana.
Without Mitchell, I don't. It's
I don't
close,
think
but
so.
I don't think they'd be able to keep up with Indiana scoring without Mitchell.
They don't even have Halliburton half of this season, bro. He's in and out. And they lost what is it? They lost Isaiah what is it? Isaiah Jackson for the season. TJ McConnell was not playing like he played last season, stats wise. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't. Indiana's not the same team as last year. And then you take and then you put them with the Cavs just minus Donovan Mitchell. I still think they're the 5th seed. But
They're not
Where
better
would
than
the Thunder be without?
They're not better than Milwaukee.
No.
So
Where does the Thunder rank without SGA?
I don't know because the West is so close. I don't know. But without SGA, they're not better than Denver. I don't think they're better than
I think they're a
Memphis.
playing team.
I don't think they're better than the Lakers. I don't know if they're better than this version of Golden State.
you guys are
Are they better than Houston?
You guys are proving why it will be SGA.
I have SGA as
No.
MVP.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I think Donovan Mitchell deserves to be in this race.
Anthony, you just said without him, they're a playing team. They're the number 1 seed by 12 games.
Yeah, but Denver without Jokic, I don't think Denver makes the playoffs. That's why I still have Jokic
Denver is a playing
as
team.
MVP.
Denver is a playing team. Denver turns into Sacramento. That's what Denver turns into.
Pretty much.
They're a playing team. I'm gonna tell you right now, Phoenix needs to make some moves because having to watch this Sacramento Dallas playing game is not on my bingo card. not on my bingo card to watch Sacramento and Dallas play a playing game.
Nobody want to see that shit.
Nobody want to see that. I need Phoenix to get in here to spice it up.
Make it interesting or something.
What's their problem?
Oh,
it just doesn't work.
They don't play defense.
What's whose problem?
The Suns.
Phoenix.
They just don't play. Yeah, I don't know what Phoenix's problem is. I really
They
don't.
looked it on paper.
They have spurts when they're playing where you see what we all see what it is, and then they just stop.
Let me see what their team averages are because I want to know what their points allowed is. Because I'm
looking at it right now. It's 116.
Wow, that's high, yo.
That is high.
Every game, teams are scoring 160 points.
Yep.
The only teams worse than them is New Orleans, Utah, and Memphis. Oddly enough, but Memphis scores 122 a night.
Yeah, they just lost to them.
So
Wow.
Phoenix just don't play defense. Don't play defense. That's what I mean. I don't know if Phoenix is. They're trying, but I don't know if they're gonna make it.
They got fire Coach Bud.
I don't think they're gonna fire Coach Bud.
Why not? He's gone.
Because they're gonna trade Durant. That's why.
He's cooked still.
Now they might do because if they fire Coach Bud, then they're paying 3 coaches. They'll be paying 4 coaches. They'll be paying Monty, Vogel, Bud, and then whoever they hire to replace Bud. You can't fire Bud. You can't fire Coach Bud.
Damn, they're the Raiders of the NBA.
They are. They are. Because going through this many coaches is insane.
Wow.
Insane.
Has there been a team that had that many coaches this year?
No. I can't think of
The Bucks, they had 2.
the Bucks actually were starting to flirt with it.
The
Because
Nets?
they were paying Coach Bud, and then they were paying I forgot his name already.
Doc?
No, they were paying somebody. The Lakers actually are also like that because the Lakers are paying Darvin Ham. I think they're still paying Vogel. They're paying JJ. So the Lakers are like that.
The Nets?
The Nets are only paying
Nash? They're not playing Jock Vaughn?
And Jock, yeah, because they fired Jock, which is so they're paying 3.
God damn. Motherfuckers getting paid to sit on the couch, man. Shit is.
Yo, write some X and O's, yo.
Oh man, I can't even say that. We paying like 4
Mike,
coaches.
we can do it. Mike, we can do a better job than Darvin Ham, bro. We can make it.
I can definitely do a good enough job to get fired. I can definitely do that.
Just to get fired.
I
30 games. That's all you need.
I just got to win the interview. Just got to do enough to win the interview. Once the pen goes to paper, my team now.
Damn.
My team. Because if you fire me, you're paying me. Had the boys running suicides after practice. After losses. Every loss. You're running them suicides. Come on, coach, I'm tired. So what? Man, I'm making $20 million a year. Get your ass on the line.
Actually, that's the problem. Too many egos. They pay these players too much. They're not listening. You don't have vet coaches that can tell you to sit the fuck down and shut up no more.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're afraid to lose their job.
Because they get fired because these teams have the money to just pay them.
They empower the players. They definitely empower the players. It's a player league.
So that's what I mean. But hey, listen, I'll take some of the money some of these coaches are making sitting on the couch. Yeah, I'm with it. Definitely with it. Oh, okay. Denver trying to get active. Bag of bums that they are.
Yeah, they was to the Timberwolves. Shit.
Before we get out of here and go to I'm Him, James. If you were here last week, we had a nice little wager on Duke, North Carolina, and wouldn't you know it, the Dukies get the win. Glorious moment. Glorious.
Yeah, we lost.
Belt to ass. Belt to ass.
I do want to point something out though. Yo, Anthony,
Mm-hmm.
did you notice how quiet Mike was until the Duke went on like they got like a 12-point lead. Once they got to a 12-point lead, then Mike was in the chat, talking to everybody, talking to you, and conversing with you and everything like that. When it was 42 to 43 at the half, Mike was a goddamn church mouse. Church mouse. Then they went up. They went on a 8-point run to begin the second half, and then they went up 12, and then it was only like 5 minutes left. And here come Mike, yeah, talking to everybody, being all laughing at jokes, And then when the buzzer went off, then it was a bunch of memes and emojis and stuff like that. But prior to that, silence.
Because
Quiet.
unlike you two, I know how to just sit and let these things play out.
Nah.
You
Nigga,
two love to
it
jinx things.
it ain't no jinx. It's because you think your ass can't cover the check that you write. That's what it is.
Love to just ruin everything.
Mike got
The Nets could already be at 26 right now, but here y'all come, just chatter. Nets 26. They lost.
I don't say Nets 26 that the game is over. What are you talking about?
Did you surely be coming in here? Nets is winning. This could be one. This could get it. They lost. Why? Because you couldn't just let it go.
Mike has crazy superstitions. Mike thinks when you say something, it kind of affects the game a certain way.
Changes the game.
Only person.
How many games they got left anyway?
Only person that has that effect is Tony.
They got 17 games left, so they need to go 4. They need to go 4-13.
You need 4.
Or is it 4 or 5?
It's 26, so 4.
I only need them.
I thought Dylan said more than 26.
I would say I need 25. James needs over 26.
But no, over 26. The bet is 26.
Oh, the bet is 26. Okay.
Yeah.
Where are they going to get these 4 wins? They are at Chicago tomorrow. They could win that game.
They could win.
Boston's gonna run them out the building. They could beat the Hawks. Then they got Boston again. They're going to get run out.
Indiana. God damn it.
Yeah,
Dallas
Indiana.
is winnable.
Dallas is winnable. Toronto maybe.
I need that Washington
Clippers
game.
no.
I need that Washington game.
They got Washington and Dallas.
They keep losing. They keep losing to the Wizards.
James,
I don't want
that. But James, this is doable. They've got the Wizards. They've got Dallas. They got New Orleans. They got New Orleans on the schedule too. Listen, this could happen.
The Wizards is on a back end of a back-to-back. It's tough. They lose to the Wizards every time. I'm gonna tell you right now, they lost to the Wizards in February on the 24th. They lost to the Wizards in February on the 5th. They lost to the Wizards. But we keep telling you, they lose to the Wizards, bro. I'm trying to tell you. They lost to the Wizards. Where else?
Maybe they can catch Indiana slipping.
Maybe they beat Indiana this year. They beat them in December. They lost to them in January.
I need these Toronto games. That's what it is. I need these Toronto games. They lost to Toronto. They split with Toronto. So that's fine. They split with Toronto. They got 2 more. Split with Toronto again. That's 1 right there.
The Rockets is the game.
They got to beat Washington at some point. So that's 2. They got to split with Dallas. That's 3 right there. And then they got to beat New Orleans. They have to beat New Orleans.
I don't know, man.
They have to beat New Orleans.
Let
have
him
to be
let
the
him let him
ones.
beat us for the last game of the season.
That's fine. That's fine. We won't. No, actually, no, it's not fine. No, it's not fine. I need the Knicks to not lose them for like 4 years.
I feel Mike on
Dylan,
that. I feel Mike
Dylan
on
was
that.
real tough talk. Oh, it's been 770,
Yep. Yeah.
700 days since the Knicks. And then when the Knicks are beating the Nick Claxton, it's not even a rivalry. I don't even know what
Yep.
that is. They ain't never lost to them. Dylan talking real tough then.
Yep.
Now that the Knicks is up, I want them to lose. Good. I'm glad they losing the yard. Nah.
Dylan, revisionist.
Nah. Coping.
You tried to do something earlier about the Jets.
I'm glad they're losing. I'm happy they're losing. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're just ducking the smoke. You're just trying to find a creative way to duck the smoke. I'm happy they're losing.
That's why I asked Anthony that question. I was like, Anthony, how many games you give Dylan next season?
And he gave a great answer. Give Dylan about 5-6 weeks. Give Roz halftime of game 1.
It's just like, yo, bro.
Dylan is capping. He be ready to torch Earth if Tomlin was the coach and they went just above 500 for 5 years. He'd be going crazy.
He would love it. He would love it, but he would want him fired.
Yeah.
He would want him fired.
It would get old because as much as him saying, "Oh, I just want to have winning football. I just want to have a winning record." He wants to experience having a winning record, but that after like 1 or 2 years, he's gonna want them to be able to contend to be able to win a game in the playoffs and stuff like that.
Yeah, because that's what he wants with Brooklyn. That's why he didn't care for Giannis coming to Brooklyn. That's why he's like, yo, just tank for the draft and get the
I'd
picks
rather
and Cooper
stink.
flagging on it.
I'd rather stink.
Yeah. So
That
I'm like,
nigga
why not the
lying.
same thing with the Jets?
This is a goddamn liar.
That's why.
This shit made no like I don't know. You can't just want every single team to lose. Like
It's loser mentality. So yeah. I'm him. Anybody have I'm him?
Let's do it.
I do.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I know we spent a great deal of time talking about, Stephen A. in regards to just the whole situation with LeBron. But we also have to acknowledge the fact that Stephen A. just signed a 5-year, $100 million deal. That is an absolutely monumental achievement. And I'm happy for Stephen A. That's a big thing right there. He's put in, no matter how you feel about him, he's put in decades of hard work. Literally started from the bottom, made his way all the way to the top of the game. So you got to give him major respect for that. Dude's making athlete money now. So he's on him for me personally.
Breezy, do you have an I'm him?
My I'm him is more of a homage and respect to someone and showing my condolences because Tiger Woods, man, he tore his Achilles and that really sucks, man. And he's been at the tail end of his career, especially after the car accident when he had to get surgery on his legs and his back and everything like that. But to then have this torn Achilles injury at the end of his career like this is kind of like almost like the farewell type of thing, and that's why I'm giving it to him because I feel like that's gonna be the end for Tiger Woods, guys. So I'm him is my homage to Tiger Woods.
I mean, yeah, it might be the end for Tiger. It might be time to hit that senior tour.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
train your son.
can't
He's
stay up.
nice.
It's
He's
like
gonna be nice.
how many comebacks are we gonna have to see from Tiger? Like,
I don't know.
Coach your son.
Just become the world's greatest trainer, right?
Yeah, train your son.
My I'm him is gonna just repeat what we did last week. It's Rick Pitino leading St. John's to the Big East
oh
regular
god,
season title.
you gonna get your hoodie on? Are you gonna go and get your
Not
hoodie?
tonight. Not tonight.
Okay.
It will be on next week though, when we are officially in the Big East tournament, the NCAA tournament, for the first time since I believe 2001 or 2000. It will be on next week. Johnny's to the foe. That's what the hashtag. Johnny's to the foe.
I should have gave my I'm him to somebody else, but
Should
I'll
have gave
wait.
it to Cooper Flag for busting y'all ass. That's what I should have did.
Or not. I was gonna say my I'm him could have went to Juju for passing Caitlyn and most and
Juju's a
rookie
monster.
season. Yeah,
And
yeah,
Anthony don't want to
yeah.
acknowledge it,
Pass
but
to CC.
Juju's
Yeah,
a monster.
yeah, yeah.
Monster.
When did I not acknowledge Juju being good?
Monster.
When you said she's not on the same level.
But you remember that right at the end of it, I was like, but I like Juju's game. I did say that.
Uh-huh.
Yo, what kind of backhanded compliment bullshit is that?
Let me tell you something. They've won the same amount of national titles right now to this day. They've won
To
the
this
same
day,
amount.
same amount.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck.
Yo, this is very like reminiscent to like every time we talk about CC to Anthony, he acts like he's turning a new leaf that he likes the players that we're talking about, and then as soon as we start to mention the comparisons, he goes, "I don't give a fuck." We said the same
Okay.
thing
Yep.
about what's homegirl's name? That's on the Liberty mic.
Sabrina?
Sabrina. We said Sabrina. He said, "I don't give a fuck about Sabrina." As soon as we started talking about it, he said the same thing.
Yeah, because
Because
he begrudgingly he gives him
none of these points are relevant. That's the problem. If these points are relevant, I would care. The problem is they're not. Like if you bring relevant points, I would care.
you
There's a
cut me off.
difference, all right?
You cut me off last week too. You can add Kelsey Mitchell to the list of names of people better than her too. Because Kelsey
Oh
Mitchell is
god,
absolutely better than Caitlin Clark. But
yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
That's fine.
Whatever.
She got traded.
Better. But it's all right. They loaded up the roster, so Indiana should be a top 3 or 4 seed, which means they're going to gift wrap the MVP to her. So you will have your
Wow!
moment. You will
What
have your
kind of
moment.
nonsense is that?
They are going to gift wrap her the MVP.
Yeah, this is talking about covering all your bases. This is taking that shit to the next level. What the hell? Bruh, you already planted the excuse. You
I mean,
sick bastard.
Asia Wilson still exists. I don't
I
know.
hope Asia has to have a year like that again for her to win the MVP.
And
Because
the Fisa Collier still exists.
James, the narrative is there. They're waiting for Caitlin Clark to have, because the only reason that she didn't win it this year was because her team was not good and Asia had a ridiculous season. Let the Fever's record have been anywhere close to Vegas, she would have gotten votes, and it would have been ridiculous that she would have gotten votes. But because that team wasn't good and they were fighting for the 7 seed,
Mike.
You
Oh
just
my
could,
God, Mike.
you couldn't even
Mike.
fathom it.
Yeah,
But
I thought
I
they,
don't know.
she still finished third though, right, Anthony? She still finished third, right?
I thought they
I,
was gonna
I
I
don't
thought
know.
they was gonna shut her
I don't
down like
know
they
who.
did Reese.
I don't know who's worse. Mike's hate for Caitlin Clark or James' hate for Drake. Like, I don't know which one is worse. Like, they're both just awful in their own respects. Like, and it's something I'm really gonna have to think about which one is worse because they're both just very bad, very very bad,
I
and
mean,
just unreasonable.
I'm just a fan
It's just
of I'm just a fan that of a person that says you make music that pacifier, I make music that electrify.
She's a very good basketball player. She's just not the best basketball player. That's all. You
I
don't
never
hear
said
that
she was
from
the best. Like, did I literally not just give you? Did I gave you a top five? I said she was number four. Don't act like you didn't see that list in the chat. So I said she was number four.
She is not the fourth best player in the world. She is not a top 10 player in the world. She is barely a top 15 player in the world.
I shouldn't have said that. Now he's gonna hate
Let
again.
the cookie bake. Give it
No, the
time.
cookie's already baked. They're already up the oven, buddy. Sorry.
So again, when you hear me say she's really good, she's just not the best. Just remember that I just said this. I didn't say she's the best. I just said she's top four. Okay. Okay.
That's not the best. Fourth best is I don't know how number four became number one, Mike. She didn't say she was the best.
You don't even believe she's top four. You think she's top three. We had to force you with stats to admit that Sabrina is better than her.
I
You
said
think
for the
you think
sake
she's the
of
best
not
guard?
arguing,
You think she's the best
was
guard in
that?
the league, though, don't you? You think she's the best guard in the league,
I'm
don't you?
not. I'm not getting into that. All I'm
Oh,
saying is at the end of the day,
Can you answer that question?
I, all I'm saying is I will give you Sabrina. I'm not going to get into a whole argument about who's better. It's just
Without without us
I will give you Sabrina at the
without
end
us
of the day.
arguing without any argument, can you answer the question?
What?
Do you think Caitlin
Don't want to
Clark
hear it.
is
I don't want to
Sabrina?
hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Do you think she's better?
Do I think she's better than Sabrina?
Yeah.
For the sake of this conversation, no.
Oh, for the sake. For the sake.
For the shit.
I answered your question. like, I
Yes.
answered your
I
question.
mean,
Oh, you
I
answered
didn't
it.
ask you. I didn't ask you for sake.
You don't. Oh my god! You just asked me.
I didn't.
Do
I
I
did not
think
ask you
Taylor?
for sake.
Do I think Caitlin Clark is better than Sabrina? I said no. I answered the question.
No, you said for the sake. I didn't ask you for sake. I said without. I said
It's all
without.
right. It's all right, James. Give him a week into the WNBA season. Give him a
He'll
week.
say it. He'll say it.
Just give him a week.
Yeah,
Should
he'll
be the
say it.
best player in the league.
I
Give
said,
it time.
did I not say no?
No,
I
no. Right
said no.
now, today, right now, you're right. You
I
got it right.
said no.
No, no, no.
I
You
put a
said.
list.
You said.
I put a list in the chat putting Sabrina above her. He asked the question again, and I said no.
No,
What
no. You
more do you
didn't just
want
say
from me?
no. You said for the sake. No.
I said for the sake of this conversation, so
Yeah,
it
I did.
doesn't turn into a long conversation because we have to watch our running time. I
Oh,
said no.
you did not say any of that.
But he is right. For the sake of our running time, for the sake of running time, we will wrap this up. We will be back next week, and it will be a fun episode because we'll be talking college basketball because the tournament will have started. Brackets will be in. Hashtag Johnny's to the fore. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Anthony, do research this time, man. I think you'd be really.
I am, guys. I am doing research this year. I'm not just gonna fucking pick with my eyes closed like I've done every single year. I am going to do some research.
I
Because
think
we
you'll
need
be
James to
pretty
finish
well.
last.
What?
We need James to finish last.
That won't happen. Last Munger.
It won't. We need it for the chat. James to finish
Mike is
last.
a last merchant. Tell me how that hot chip tastes, buddy. You lucky you ain't get it 2 years in a row. You got by the skin of your teeth.
We need James to finish last. We need him to go back to back, pros and college.
Okay.
We need him to finish last. From us to you, we say adieu and good night.